Her background is nerd.
Darren should have gone to school here instead of Cutter, because you are a devil. I can tell you that right now.
She rolls in like she's a Hollywood movie star now. She just here, she's just here for the camera.
I guess I tooted.
No hard-hitting questions here.
Yeah,
Shall we talk about my one-sentence resignation?
Welcome to the next episode of Spilling the Tea in Studio D. The road show continues. This is kind of the last leg of the 40 years of co-ops, and then it's been really cool for us getting to travel the state and
like Chuck Dovish.
Yeah, exactly.
Dovish, is that right?
Yeah,
Whatever. Travel in Arkansas.
Yeah. I think the first time you said it, you said Chuck Norris.
No, I think I said
sure.
Dover.
Oh, yeah.
But it was wrong, whatever it was.
Yeah.
But I was close.
Yeah, as usual.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So we got Pam Castor, and we also have Don Bessee, and you guys are here at Crowley's Ridge, right? And so we noticed coming in, Candace was like, "Hey, look at that school." I said, "Don't think that's a school."
Yeah.
And it got razor wire on top of the fence. I said, "If it is, it's a pretty tough school."
Yeah, but they have a jail and a church.
Yeah. So.
And.
Yeah.
Youth services.
Youth services. So.
Okay. Yeah. Jesus and judgment.
They need it if they need
either
anybody.
Side. And it probably worked out
Police
well.
officer right here.
Probably worked out well for you, Pam, because you got Dawn on the work release from the jail over there. So got her pretty cheap, I'm guessing, right? So yeah,
saving that money. Huh?
That's right. Exactly.
Check her back in.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, I thought that was just an ankle bracelet. I see now. It's a monitor.
Oh,
okay.
that's how you get rumors started there.
Exactly. Yeah. That's right. So we like to get this thing started, giving us some history about your journey to the co-op. Education-wise, were there educators in any or either one of your families that kind of pushed you this way? So let's talk. We'll start with you, Pam. Let's talk your journey to the co-op, how you got here, and the different stops along the way.
I was a superintendent. Prior to that, I was a principal.
Right.
Prior to that, I was a special education teacher, high school. For a number of years.
Right.
Also taught elementary for a brief period of time.
Lots of experience, K-12.
So was this the career choice out of the gate, or, education, or was this?
No, it took me to about age 3 to decide.
Oh, wow. Yeah, okay. I got you. Yeah, you were a little late to the game.
I was.
Educators in your family? You have educators in your family?
Yes, many.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Okay, in the blood then.
So my grandmother, her first job was in a one-room schoolhouse in Harrisburg, Arkansas.
Oh, wow. Yeah, what grades did she, was that like a 112?
It was a 112.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, I can't imagine. But
yeah. That is awesome.
And and I think about this area in particular with the farming. It probably at the time was not very uncommon. When harvest season came around, kids didn't go to school, right?
Right. Split term.
Yeah, split term. Yeah. And from what I can tell, that's really it was kind of how the traditional school day was kind of set up. Like, it was based on that.
That's right.
So, yeah. So of those positions, which obviously you've touched on many of them, very well prepared for this spot because of all the things that we do. Wouldn't you agree?
Sure.
Yeah. So did you have a favorite position to be in before here? Which one? The principal, superintendent, teacher?
I loved them all in a different way.
Right. Yeah.
So there were great things about every single job I did.
Yeah, the first job right out of college, did you go to A-State?
I did.
Okay, yeah.
Signed my first contract at 19 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shortly turned 20.
Yeah.
And started teaching.
Okay. Where was your first teaching job at?
I stayed at the same place during my whole career.
Oh. Yeah, which was?
Manila.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, a couple of my fraternity brothers were from Manila. Darren Fowler comes to mind. He was one of my pledge brothers. So the Fowler family farm down there. I mean,
right.
yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, that's so really to spend the majority. Well, you've been 2 places, Manila and here. I mean, that's kind of unheard of.
Yeah, I had a semester because I started at semester, and so I had a brief time somewhere else, but most of it at Manila.
Yeah. So where was that other place? Was it?
It was Wynn.
Wynn. Okay, I got you. Yeah, yeah. Okay, very familiar with that place. So, like I said, like me, I mean, honestly, co-op director was really never on my radar. What about you?
So, back in the day, when a friend of mine, Myra Graham, I don't know if you know her.
I've heard of her.
She and I were in graduate school at the same time, and we had great plans to take over the co-op.
Right.
I was going to be director, and she was going to be TCC.
Right. Yeah.
So
yeah.
Take it over, huh?
We were going to take it over.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and like I say, stops along the way. Like you said, I've been a teacher, been a coach, assistant principal, superintendent, and and I will say, like you said, loved every single one of those jobs for different reasons. But it's kind of neat to see God's plan kind of roll out. I mean, first of all, I had career one was radio, but he let me do that, kind of laughed at me and said, okay, now it's my turn, opened the doors, and off I went. But holding all those positions certainly gives you some insight and the ability to understand some of the challenges that teachers through administrators go through. And that's kind of the neat part about the job, I think. And lots of times when we take phone calls, it's just to lack of a better way of saying it is to let them vent, or maybe, hey, what are your thoughts, kind of thing on that. So it's very rewarding, I think.
So most of my family's been involved in 2 primary occupations. One is farming, and the other is education.
Right.
I told you my grandmother started in a one-room schoolhouse. She taught school for a brief period of time, then went on to farm herself. And my aunts were school teachers. So we taught school my whole life.
Right. Yeah.
And talked about the art of education.
Yeah.
And so I was really raised on it, so to speak.
Sure.
My Aunt Bobby ran Memphis City School version of a co-op in her late career.
Okay. Yeah.
So
it's destined to be in education.
Yeah. Yeah. Holidays got to be fun, right?
School talk.
That's right. Exactly. Yeah. But I'm guessing you were raised on a farm, probably, right? So was taught the value of an education pretty early on.
Well, and whether I was on the farm or not on the farm, yes, that's the truth.
Yeah.
Everyone valued education.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And sometimes, I think, especially in today's world, I mean, with all the things coming at us, I think we take a little bit of that for granted. You know what I'm saying? We get caught up in the stuff, but again, education has not changed.
Yeah.
I mean, it is, to me, is like, the one thing. It is the absolute most difference maker, if you will. Education cures a lot of things, so and provides lots of opportunity as well. So
makes a difference.
100%. And that's the thing I think that keeps me coming back day after day is that knowing you're making a difference, and it's never the same thing 2 days in a row. And I got to have that for sure.
Right.
Right. You hang out with Candace for 15 minutes, it's like it's never the same thing. Every 5 minutes.
Every 5 minutes.
That's right.
Right.
Exactly.
That's right.
So Dawn, what about you? Your path to the co-op, education?
Well, I decided in 3rd grade that I was going to be a music teacher.
Gotcha.
And I was going to ASU. I don't really know where that came from, but that is what I did. So I started my career teaching about 20 minutes down the road. Teaching choir. I just kept going back to school and being certified in more things.
Right.
ended up going back to my alma mater and being an English teacher there in music. Got my master's in reading. I just kept going back to school.
Right.
And so I was the first college graduate in my family.
Oh, wow. Okay.
My cousins and everyone after them, we've gone into education or the medical field. But
Right.
we all grew up on the farm. So
Yeah.
getting up at
Yeah.
5, pulling weeds in the bean field.
Yeah.
Lots and lots.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is much more fun.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So it was through the literacy route that I ended up as a literacy specialist here.
Okay. All right. Well, that's been one of the neat things about the podcast road trip is finding folks' secret talents, if you will. So we didn't know you were a singer. That's going to bring something to the next co-op retreat for sure.
We may can get her to sing a little bit.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
See, we learn
Yeah.
something new
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah. So as a choir teacher, I mean, at what point did you decide maybe going to go a different route, or was it just one of those situational things where an opportunity came up?
Well, when I was asked to go back to Tuckerman, where I graduated,
Okay.
the position was band. I did that too, but it was only a part-time position. So the principal said, "Do you want to be a part-time social studies or part-time English?"
Right.
I'm a book nerd, so I said
Yeah.
English, and that
Right.
kind of put me in that
Okay. Yeah.
trajectory.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, you know, and that's the thing, like you're saying, going back home, probably, did you grow up in Wheatley? Is that where?
No.
Oh, no. So
Manila.
Manila. When I say Wheatley, I'm thinking Palestine
why.
Wheatley. Yeah. I took
Get
the
him,
wrong-
Pam. Get him, Pam.
Took the wrong exit.
I'm
So-
trying to help you out. Pam's
so-
like, you better figure it out. It's
so-
Manila, buddy. You better
So
figure
Manila,
that out.
yeah. Manila. So, but what I'm saying is, you know,
Who's the president of the United States?
I think
What is today's date?
Hey, I'm just gonna preface this with this. If you had to spend as much windshield time with Candace that I do, hey, let me tell you something.
You're
Hey,
welcome for me
Yeah.
helping you out.
Exactly. Yeah. So my
He
point,
still hasn't answered
Yeah.
the question.
No.
President of the United States, do we
How can
have
you
such
not?
right now? That would be my question.
I can't right now.
I tell you, you know, president. That's a loose definition
Oh,
these
goodness.
days for
Yeah.
sure. And as far as today's date, I just know it's November. That's about as close as I get, and I have a much needed break coming up next week. So yeah,
Oh, it's the 18th.
right.
The only reason I know
Yeah.
that is because today's my 30th anniversary.
Oh wow!
Happy anniversary!
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Guess
30
where I
years.
was? I was at
His-
Marvel Elaine.
Yeah, he was teaching at Marble Lane
Yeah.
on his 30th anniversary.
Oh.
Yeah, I tried to squeeze out of that, and my
No.
wife said that's the best gift you could
Yeah.
give me is to
Go
be out
away.
of town for a week.
I
yeah,
said, Tina's not going to care.
yeah,
She's going to be like,
yeah,
go,
yeah,
go.
So, but yeah. So anyway, I guess my original point was, but pouring back into the community that you grew up in. I mean,
Yeah.
to me, that's one of those things. You know, I had the opportunity to where I was superintendent. I didn't go to that school, but it was where my dad graduated from. Had gone to church in that community forever. So, but there's a different, I guess, kind of a different approach when it's home, right? Do it, doing your dead level best or trying to make things better, right? So,
Right.
yeah. So, I guess as far as, thinking about your journey along the way, talk about some of the changes along the way that you've seen, maybe good, maybe bad, indifferent. But so what's some of the major changes? Let's just start there.
I tell you a real major change. My first contract that I signed was an annual salary of $7,800.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
You were getting rich.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mine was 20,000. So,
Mine was 22.
yeah.
Yeah. So, and I tell people this all the time. I came from radio, and people say, well, I didn't get into education for the money. Guess what? I did. So, I mean, that tells you what radio pays, right? So, but yeah, You're absolutely right. I think the compensation piece has been huge.
And just money in general.
Yeah, money
in
in general.
education. Yeah.
Absolutely.
There's a lot more now than there
Yeah,
was.
right. And
Yeah.
again, I think, priority wise, back in the day, although an education was a priority, but it wasn't thought of as it is now, like you're saying, funding and other things.
Sure.
I mean,
sure. That's evolved.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was, there was a time when legislation was very limited.
Right.
What was
Yeah.
defined by law was, maybe in a book that
Yes.
was
Start and stop.
about a half inch
Yeah.
wide.
Right. Yeah. Now it's about,
Right.
it's a couple, 3 chapters. Yeah.
Right.
And that's the tough part, I think, as as we've rolled through the years is legislation. There's been great, there's been good, and there's been some that have been I don't know, I'm still scratching my head about.
Sure.
And it's almost counter. I don't know what I mean, it makes sometimes it may be another hurdle to jump over, but at the end of the day, you keep your eyes on the prize of the kids, and that again, that's one of those things that continuously keeps you going. So I think I think about technology.
That's right.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
I can remember being like 6th grade or whatever, and working on the school paper, and we had the old mimeograph machine.
Sure.
It was high as a kite when we walked out of there.
Sure.
So, Candace, you probably don't remember that, do you?
No.
Oh
no.
my gosh, you're a child.
Mm.
No, I mean, when I started teaching, when did I start teaching? 96. But I'm trying to remember. I don't remember we had that. Now, we did overhead projectors.
Yeah, but
We had the Scantrons.
That was advanced technology.
That
Yeah.
was it. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
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 Well, you would
Yeah,
know if
I
you had
didn't-
those papers because they'd be just a little damp, and all the kids would go. and
Yeah,
smell
I did
of
not
it.
have to use those.
That beautiful shade of
Fortunately.
purple.
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. So yeah, and I remember too. Teachers on on that carbon copy or whatever that's where it actually came from, and then but rolling those things out, and
I've seen them, but I
yeah.
never had to use them.
as the ink got low,
No
it got harder.
copiers.
No copiers,
No
none,
word processor.
none of that. Yeah, yeah.
The
So,
old Smith Corona.
Yep. I remember that.
We got computers my 9th grade year in business. We had like 3 in our business class. But then 10th grade, we had a lab at Malvern.
Yeah.
So 10th grade.
Well, I think it was
That's-
like my 11th grade year. We finally got what was the VIC 64 or whatever it was
I
from
don't
Radio Shack. Man, we thought we were in tall cotton at that time. Yeah, writing these, it'd take you 10 minutes, or I say 10 minutes, 30 minutes to write like a 3-line program just to see it do whatever. But yeah, tell them my age. Tell them my age.
There you go.
Yeah, we use typewriters in business. Telling my age too.
Uh-huh. I first
Yeah.
encountered a computer at Arkansas State, and it filled a room.
Yeah.
And of course, you had to have punch cards
Yep.
to
I remember that.
program.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
And we were thrown in there with instructions not to come out until we solved all economic problems in the nation. And so we
Wow.
were trying to balance the federal budget. And
Ah.
we were in there for a while.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just crazy because we talked about this. Like, what's it going to be in 10 years with all the AI and the robots and just stuff that I've been reading and seeing?
Sure.
It's just like, wow.
Yeah, I was in a meeting yesterday with Virtual Arkansas, and anyway, they were showing us some things, but one of the folks there had developed a bot, and it was teaching like beginning Spanish, and he was just carrying on a conversation, and and like he said something like, how do I say it's too hot? And they said something about being hungry or whatever, and he corrected it and said, "Oh, I misunderstood." I was like, "Wow!" So
That's
I mean,
crazy.
it's almost scary, right? For sure. So, as far as the one thing you really feel like that you guys are known for or good at this co-op, is there any one area of focus you feel like that's like, hey, this is our sweet spot. This is what we do. This is what we're really good at.
What we try to be good at is people.
Right.
That's what we try to be
Yep.
good
Yeah,
at.
that's right. Yeah.
We try to be responsive to what schools need.
Right.
what kids need,
Mhm.
and we hope that remains our focus.
Yeah.
Yep. Service.
Yeah, and I think that's a great point. I mean, that's something we love doing too. Is like you're saying, is letting the schools know, hey, we're here for you.
Right.
If we don't know, we'll find out.
Right.
And kind of
Yep.
back to the legislation piece. I mean, there's lots of things that they're having to. I mean, in addition to teaching and those kinds of things, lots of boxes they got to check, and,
Sure.
and the more that we can help take that off their plate,
Mhm.
and hopefully step in and really let them get down to the business of teaching. And some days it's difficult, I get it, and but you know, the other part of that is where we're at. We've got you know, within spitting distance, we've got 2 4-year universities with teaching programs, and we get the opportunity to go talk and really try to basically recruit. And
Right.
and you know, it's interesting, and you know, I've been at the co-op now 10 years, but the questions that they ask now and how they've evolved, and you know, it's but it goes, I really think it's just generational. You know, they've got questions that they ask that I'd never think about, but yeah, we still have to talk to them about, you know, the ethics piece, those kinds of things. But there's certain things that probably wasn't even in education 10 years ago that they asked
Right,
questions
right,
about.
yeah.
So
I think too that we have fostered really strong relationships with our
yes.
universities, outside entities. Our CTE
Yeah.
program is just kicking it, and
Oh,
she's got
yeah.
a lot of business and industry partners that
great.
sponsor all of these different initiatives for
Sure.
students that are
Yeah.
just amazing.
Yeah, and that's the other part, that, and then that's one of the cornerstones there, relationships. I mean, that part's never going to change.
Right.
I mean, without them, you don't have anything.
That's right.
And but they are so valuable once you get them, maintain them, that kind of thing. And like you're saying, business and industry's a hot topic right now. But you know, that's what I like about the co-op too, is helping, you know, be somewhat prescriptive with our school districts, meeting the needs of our local kids. And you know, as we go throughout the state, that's been, I mean, everybody has their niche, I guess, and their area of focus, but the business and industry is a big piece. Matter of fact, where we're at in Clark County, where Dawson's at, the chamber recently hired a business and industry school liaison kind of thing.
Oh wow.
And you know, it's a former school administrator. Of course, we knew him from you know, we got to be heavy-handed in the selection, but he had been involved in it in the past.
Yeah.
And it's just incredible to really, you know, catch these kids. And you know, for a while there, you know, we got in there and thought, man, college is for everybody. And I've seen it cycle a couple of times in my career, but it's just not. I mean, that's the hard, honest truth. We need skilled professionals, whether it be electricians, plumbers, those kinds of things. So I'm kind of happy to see that emphasis, you know,
Right.
pop up again. So
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. Yeah, because my dad's trade, you know, he's his whole life. I think he went to college for like a year and then ended up in the Navy. But carpenter, you know, and he's like, we need carpenters,
Oh, yeah.
plumbers,
Absolutely.
electricians,
Yeah.
and just trying to find. I mean, I used to tell middle school kids, we all have a place in this world to make it work.
Sure.
And if we, it's not going to function if we're all doing the same thing.
So,
That's right.
So
Yeah.
what's yours?
Putting up with you, I guess.
I don't know.
keeping Darren Beckwith in line
No, no,
occasionally.
that's what they call a blessing. right
That is
there.
like
Yeah.
one of the
Yeah.
hardest jobs in the world is
Yeah.
keeping Darren Beckwith in line.
She says
What's
that.
that job description?
But what does it say about me?
5 pages.
I've hired her twice.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? You thought I would have learned the first time.
Yeah.
Not the case. No, sure didn't. So, but anyway. So
I don't know how to take us.
you know, the other part that I think is real important too is kind of on the back end of this thing is early childhood. I mean, that's
Sure.
I mean, talk about the importance of that.
Well, it is key, and it certainly is gaining importance all the time, or we're recognizing the
Right.
importance of it all the time,
Right.
more and more and more. And it is critical for kids to get off to a good start.
Right.
And it's certainly a key component in having kids kindergarten ready.
Yes.
And being able to progress in reading
Mm-hmm.
and math
Right.
and all the content areas that we
Yeah.
want them to know and be able to do. Gets
Yeah.
them off to a good start.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of times, even just that social interaction, you know, and because in my career, I see it more now than ever. And I get it. Mom and dad are both having to hold down jobs, so I mean that time spent with, you know, your young children and teaching them, you know, how to behave, these kinds of things,
Right.
is becoming more and more difficult just because, like I said, in order to, you know, to survive in lots of situations, I mean, mom and dad are working, that quality time is getting smaller and smaller. But that's where I think the early childhood piece is really, and that's one thing I'm very proud to say about the co-ops is, you know, their involvement with early childhood and the quality of early childhood education that comes
right.
out. And, you know, again, you know, I love going to a pre-K. If I'm having a bad day, that's where I go hang out. I get them revved up and go, oh, look at the time, gotta go, you know. But yeah, it's, you know, and the world's just different. You know, we think about cell phones. I mean, that's something obviously in Arkansas now, no cell bell to bell. That's a big thing. But I mean, Candace and I had this conversation a lot. But the teachers we talk about how more focused and engaged those kids are. And I had one tell me just a couple weeks back, it was like taking a trip back in time where they don't have their phones, so they actually have time. You know, let's just say they finish a lesson, but they get to talk about life, you know.
Right.
And whereas before with the phones and that
Yeah.
kind of stuff, get a little crazy, getting out of hand. So
Yeah. I think it's super important too, just talking about going back to the early childhood, because you guys know some of our families, kids come from families that parents do not value education. And so
Right.
what they hear when they go home is completely opposite from what they hear when they get to school. And so I think the younger that the schools can invest in those kids and let them know
Sure.
they believe in them, you can do anything you want to do and try to get them out of that situation. It's so important. It's hard to battle that sometimes because they're
is.
with their home hearing that, but I think, you know,
Yeah.
a lot of kids get out of their situations because of teachers or
Right.
principals or
Sure,
custodians
yeah.
or, you know, it's
Yeah.
really
It's
awesome field.
much more proactive than waiting till
Yes.
they're in high school and then
Yes.
taking them on a tour of the jail. You don't want to
Yeah,
go here.
right.
Well, by
Yes.
then,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
so many kids have
Absolutely.
already
Yeah.
kind of plotted their
Sure.
Yeah.
course.
So the
Yeah.
younger
Mm-hmm.
that you
Yeah.
can get them. So that's why I love all the early childhood and get them when they're babies.
But you hit a key point, and to use your words from earlier, you know, difference maker. I mean, it is, and again, relationships comes into that, and
Yes.
and
Yeah.
just having a kid believe in
Yes.
themselves, and
Yes.
as Candace said, I mean, they can, you know, do whatever they want to do
Yes.
if it's applied and they have the support.
Yep.
So, but yeah, and that's where I think, you know, teachers, again, that's why it's so important to get, you know, to encourage some of these younger folks to get in education, to be able to relate maybe a little more.
Right.
So, but again, there within lies the challenge.
Sure.
You know,
Yeah.
meeting the needs of those kids, and
Yeah.
and so, but
Yep.
yeah. So, what about a little history of this co-op? Always been right here in this location?
Oh, no.
Yeah. Where was it in the very beginning?
It was at
Don't say the
an
jail.
old school site. No, I've got one better than that.
Uh-oh,
I've got one
okay.
better than that.
Yeah.
It was at an old school site
Okay.
that belonged to the Harrisburg School District.
Okay. Right.
And that building was blown away
Oh, wow.
by a tornado.
No.
Uh-huh. And so then it located for a short period of time in what is now the funeral home.
Oh, wow.
I don't know that I knew that.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
And
Okay.
it was there while
Yeah.
Yeah. I bet,
Okay.
yeah, didn't want to go to potluck
Jail
there.
might have been better. Okay, jail might have been better than the
Yeah.
funeral. But yeah.
So
You had to be careful what room you owned.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's right.
It wasn't funeral home at
Yeah.
the time,
Yeah.
but it later became one. While this building was being constructed,
Okay, gotcha.
it was
Gotcha.
located there, and then we moved here.
Okay, so the school building you guys were in, I'm sure it was probably an older one.
Oh,
It
yes.
was.
Yeah.
Very old. Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's been kind of the coolest thing about this whole journey that we've been on this
Mhm.
year is getting to see all the co-ops and some of the history and
Mhm.
Yeah.
you know, like down at the Queen Mina, they're on an old
Yes.
school site and they've
It's
got
really
one
neat.
building that they completely restored to that era.
Oh, wow.
And
Yeah,
it's
it's very cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
That's
sure.
neat.
yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and Benny's gone to great lengths at time to make sure that they kept that
Mhm.
timepiece integrity in
Mhm.
place, and
Mhm.
and it's really kind of
It
cool.
is very
It's a
cool.
snapshot.
Yeah, and
Yes.
like for us downtown Arkadelphia, some of the older buildings that we're
Mhm.
in, and
Mhm.
some of the history of the, you know, whether it was banking, insurance, or
Mhm.
whatever. I
Wow.
mean, certain
Yeah.
pieces
Right.
we kept of downtown, but yeah, it's neat to get to see what everybody's working with. So,
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
but yeah, it's a nice facility
Yeah,
out here
very.
for sure.
Yeah, very.
Yeah. And y'all like us, you serve 20 what districts?
22.
22. Yeah, that's
Yes,
right where
yeah,
we're at. Yeah.
yeah.
So, what's the smallest y'all serve?
A little less than 300
So would that be
for the district size.
Is that going to be what would that be? What I'm trying to
Our
think.
smallest would be Armorell.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Earl.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Gotcha. And then probably your largest is Jonesboro.
Jonesboro would be the largest.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
and
Gotcha.
Marion's next.
Yeah, Marion. Okay. Right. Yeah.
Nettleton, Valley View.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
mhm,
Well,
yeah.
Valley View is one of those schools that I think about, you know, driving by it coming in when I was going to college. I mean, it was just kind of a slow, progressive kind of growth, but man, they've blown up, right?
Yes, they
Mhm.
have.
Yeah. Yeah. So and it's
Now the Brooklyn School District.
yeah,
is
Brooklyn
doing the
is
same.
huge. Yeah.
Mhm.
What classification are they now? They have 4A, 5A around there probably.
I
You're
think
right.
they're 5A, but I
Yeah.
could be wrong.
What did they
Yeah.
used to
I
be?
think
Were
you're
they
right.
like a 2A?
Yeah, when I was in school,
They
I
were
think
3A
Oh, wow.
for many,
Okay.
many
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
Less than
Yeah.
1,000
Right.
Wow.
students, and
Yeah.
then boom.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So both northeast Arkansas gals, y'all ever hang out on the Bono Bridge?
I live right around from it, actually.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have walked down there
Yeah.
many a time.
Have you ever sat on it when the train's going underneath?
No, because I'm afraid I
Yeah.
would fall off.
Yeah.
Now, they have redone it. You can't do it
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
They rebuilt it and
Yeah.
put a big fence on either
Oh, yeah.
side, so
Have
you
they?
can't go down
Yeah.
and sit on it anymore.
Well, let's just say it was quite scary. So
yeah, it is a little frightening.
Yeah, that rickety bridge, and the first
Mhm.
time I got talked into going there, just chill out, hang, and here comes the train, and you're like,
Hang
I was
on.
like, yeah. So, but yeah.
That's
Probably
so
not the
funny.
safest structure,
Yeah.
but
No,
yeah.
no, not
There's
even
like
back then.
that much room
Yeah.
between the top of the train
Oh,
and
yeah.
the bottom of the
Yeah.
bridge.
Oh
yeah.
my goodness.
So,
crazy.
so those kinds of adventure would
Uh-huh.
probably denote my college grade point, or I should say my bachelor's grade point.
Uh-huh.
Right? Algebra, heck, I don't need algebra. I'm going into radio. You kidding me?
Yeah.
So, yeah. But yeah, so paid for it later in life.
Sure.
My dad, it was so funny because when I went back to graduate school, he was like, you squeak out your bachelor's, but here you got like a 3.89. What's the difference? I said, I paid for the master's. Yeah.
Right.
And
Like
he-
maturity.
yeah,
A maturity.
Yeah, and he was like, yeah, I could see that. Yeah, lesson learned. So, but yeah.
Gosh.
But yeah, I mean, Northeast Arkansas is a lot of quality schools up here for sure.
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
100%. And I know we've got them all over the state, but definitely, coming back up here and thinking about some of the schools and that are up here. I remember Jonesboro again. At one time, they got hit by a tornado back.
That's right.
Was it 80s, 70s, 80s, something
Yeah,
like that?
Late 70s,
Yeah.
early 80s.
Because I remember going into that school for the first time in certain areas they didn't have windows. I thought, what is this about? They're like, man, hey, we got hit by one tornado. We're ready for the next one, kind of thing. So, and I always thought that was ironic because their mascot's the hurricane.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
a little irony in there somewhere.
Oh,
So,
wow.
Yeah. So let me ask this question: If you weren't in education, what do you think you'd be doing? If you had a what would be a close number two as far as profession?
Oh my! I'd be writing the great American novel.
Oh, really? Okay, I got you. All right, Don. What about you? recording the Great American Album?
No, just taking pictures of it. I'd love to really expand
Ah.
my photography.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
Well, two of y'all need to get together and put a book together,
Yeah,
right?
you do.
Yeah.
We could.
Yeah,
should.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So when you taught,
Radio question mark.
that's right, exactly. Question
We'll
mark.
interview you.
I was going to
after
say,
this
write
is over.
write a book about Darren. You have
Yeah.
lots of
That's what we'll do.
Lots
Hey,
of material.
I'm actually working on a book because a couple years I'm looking at retirement, and it's going to it's actually going to be called "You Ain't Gonna Believe This," because I mean,
you should see the cover.
yeah.
I can only imagine.
Yes,
no,
you
it's
can
a,
only
it's a-
imagine.
It's a drawing of one of my former students.
Oh yeah, I
So,
saw that
yeah,
at the
yeah. It-
beginning principal.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
kickoff.
right.
I forgot he showed it. at the
Absolutely.
launch.
So yeah,
Oh,
and,
yeah.
but that's the thing. Looking back on it, I mean, I hate to admit it. I started journaling later in life, and I wish I'd have done. And that's one thing I try to do with these beginning teachers is put a journal in their hand, so you'll thank me later. And we were at I guess like a career fair, and one of it did my heart good. It was a young male teacher came through and said, "Hey, started journaling." And he said, "I'm glad I did." And I said, "Well, yeah." But I think back, and of course I drive my wife nuts because I've got honestly, I think at last count like 21 that I'm working out of, and she's like, "Why don't you just?" Because she's a lot like Candace, very organized and all that stuff, and
Yeah,
that's
I'm
not me.
Listen, math teacher, not gonna write a
Everything's
book.
linear.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
gonna write a book. That's at
Yeah.
the bottom of my list.
Yeah.
My friend Leanne,
Yeah.
she needs to write a book. She does devotions occasionally at her church, and
Yeah.
she sends them to me. And I'm like, I've been telling you,
Yeah.
put these in. This will sell because it's
Yeah.
like she brings her personal into it. It's funny, and I'm like,
really
and it's so good. And I'm just like, you have got to write a devotion book. It's fantastic. I mean, I can't do that, but I can tell you,
You can
it's
appreciate
gonna
it,
sell.
yeah.
I'll appreciate it.
Sure.
So yeah.
Yeah.
There's your
But the
retirement
thing
gig,
about
write your book.
having multiple ones, if I'll pull one out and go, "Hey, oh wow, I hadn't thought about that. That was a good thought," or whatever. My wife's like, "Put that all into one." I'm like, "Nah, just think
Yeah.
when I'm dead and gone, think about what a blessing that's going to be. Every time you think you got rid of me, oh wait, hey, there's another journal.
There's another
So-
journal.
So yeah,
I get that though. I think that's ADHD, dude.
yeah, it is for sure. It's like hyper.
You should look under my
ADHD.
desk on my
Oh,
little
yeah.
bookshelf. I have like 4, 5, 6
Yeah.
stacks of.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I keep one in the nightstand, in the console of my vehicle, in the arm of my recliner, and my wife is just
So
like,
are
I have
these
to get
just random thoughts that occur to you?
random thoughts? Sometimes it might be a memory thing that I thought about. If I hear a certain quote or what have you, those kinds of things. It helps me prepare. I mean, that's one of the things, again, that I enjoy is getting to go out and kick off school district years, that kind of thing, and getting up there and motivating, if you will. But again, you've read the book Probably One Word, right? So we've been doing that since we were at Fountain Lake. Candace is much better than I am. She's written her word every year. I mean, I'll write one, or I'll have something like this year my word is move, and so the theme has been bust a move. So it's been like I say, those kinds of things. That's what I use mine primarily for. So
Do you have any school stories in there?
oh yeah, I absolutely do. Yeah.
What's your favorite?
Well, probably one of my favorite one is I have this real ugly cup that sits in a case on my desk, and people, I mean, they really ask me that. They're like, "Man, is that an artifact? What is that?" Because it's pottery, handmade. But as I say, it's not an artifact; it's a heartifact. And what I mean by that is, it was a kid that was when I was principal at Lakeside High School. He came in to tell me the first day of school. He said, "Man, I just come to tell you I'm done." And I said, "Man, you can't be done. You're like 3 credits away. That's ridiculous." Well, he said, "Well, in order to line up," he said, I just can't do it. I said, "We'll make it happen." So we get him in. I think it was his English and math. We had it covered. And then he was freaking out because he didn't have a elective. And I said, "Well, I'm going to hook you up." Well, the college has got, all kinds of stuff. Let's look. And I said jokingly, "Hey, here's pottery." He said, He goes, "But I don't have the money." I said, "Well, don't worry about money. School's got that covered, whatever." So anyway, that's what so what come in one day on my desk is this ugly coffee cup, and I'm like, "Man, what is that? Who's playing a joke on me?
Mhm.
I flip it over, and it's his name on the bottom with the year. He had set it
Mhm.
on my desk.
Right.
And so, I think about those days when people really dip in your bucket. That's what I fill mine back up with, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I heard
Yeah.
this the other day was a guy, professor asked the class, he said, if you walk around with a cup of coffee in your hand, somebody bumps into you and you spill your coffee, he said, why did you spill coffee? And his point was, they said, well, because somebody bumped into me. He said, that's not right. He said, you spilled coffee because that's what's in your cup. And he said, so remember that when you get bumped into, what's going to spill
Right.
out. So those are the kinds of things I write down. And,
Right.
and like, I hadn't used the cup story in forever. And then we had an opportunity, I guess in October, to go to Hot Springs District. And I knew, for whatever reason, I thought, I'm going to put that back in there about the cup. And then I heard the story about what's in the cup kind of thing. So that's the reason I have, again, ADHD. We're going around
It's all
Bessie's
good.
house for sure to get there. But yeah.
Yeah.
So what about you? What would be one of your favorite student stories?
This is, and I love school stories, whether they're mine or someone else's. And this is one of my favorites. Kindergartner. It was about 1:30. He'd had enough, so he went out to his little locker, commonly called a cubby.
Right.
Got his backpack on and put his coat on, and the teacher said, "What are you doing?" He said, "I'm going home." She said, "Well, it's not quite time to go home. We're going to do this and this and this, and then it'll be time to go home." She said, "Will that be all right with you?" He said, "Sure, but I just have one question." She said, "What?" "Who the heck signed me up for this?"
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
That's how I feel when I have to do these podcasts. Who the heck signed me up for this?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Dawn, what about you? You've got to have one.
Oh gosh.
It's just like, which one can I tell?
I know, it's like nothing really comes to mind. Really, I was always the teacher that had a soft spot for the underdogs.
Right. Yeah.
Much to my
Same.
demise, I'm sure, because it made me kind of a pushover when it came to them. But I mean, I was always, in their corner. Probably the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to
Sure,
me as a
yeah.
teacher.
Okay.
Day one. Now, this was in 1990. And so around that time is when all of those principal movies,
Oh, yeah.
Lean on Me and the principal, and so here I am, my 5'3" self walking down with these massive football players, and they were in my first period class, and I thought, oh my gosh, they're going to kill me. I mean, they're going to hurt me. Out in the middle of a field. They're not,
Right,
but
yeah.
I didn't know. I didn't
Right.
have a point of reference. So I'm standing up at the front of the class and I'm teaching, thinking I'm teaching. I don't really remember what I was doing. And they were just looking at me. And I thought, okay, am I speaking in a foreign language? What is going on? And finally, this sweetheart of a girl came up to me and said, "Miss Pice, your pants are unzipped."
Oh,
Day one. Okay.
Yeah. Now that we got that out of the way, right?
And you're
Yeah.
like,
It kind of sealed my reputation.
Yeah,
in
you're
that
like-
district. That's why I went
Okay.
back to Tuckerman.
Yeah.
So no one would know that
Yeah,
story.
Yeah, exactly.
and now everybody's gonna know it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So what about you? You've got to have an embarrassing story, embarrassing moment as a teacher or
Oh
administrator.
my, many
Yeah,
things have happened
yeah.
over the years.
So what would be one that really resonates there that you remember?
Many. I went into the building one day. Luckily, I was there early. I was the principal, and we were having a wind/rainstorm. I went about all the early morning things that I did when
Sure.
I got there, and then happened to look in the mirror and had the Don King hairdo.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Everything standing straight
Yeah.
up.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Luckily, it was before anyone got
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and that you say that a lot, but yeah, been in that situation a lot. Heck, I showed up one day middle school assistant principal, you know, and had on my slacks, had on my tie, and again got there early. And after we got the kids settled in the first period, I pushed back in my chair and I had on 2 different colored shoes. I was like,
there you go.
yeah, exactly.
There you go.
So yeah, and I lived like 45 minutes away, so it wasn't like, you know, so I either had to, you know, just roll with it or go in my sock feet. So I rolled with it. So
roll with it. Just act like you did it on purpose.
yeah. So question to both of y'all: best piece of advice and maybe the worst piece of advice you've ever been given.
I will say probably the worst piece of advice, and on the surface it doesn't sound bad, but had a coach, famed, very successful. He said, here's how you teach. You go in and you say, this is what I'm going to tell you. I tell you, and then I say, this is what I told you. And on the surface it's like, yeah, introduce, teach, you know, but he meant doesn't matter who doesn't matter who's sitting in those seats. You control everything, and without taking that other, you know, the human element into instruction. And so that was probably the worst piece of advice that I ever got.
Don't smile till Christmas.
That
didn't work for me. I'm like immediately like no. Couldn't do
so
that.
What about the best piece?
You're not teaching content, you're teaching students.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that's true.
It really changed my focus, because I would focus so much on the lesson plan and what story am I, you know. And it was different. I had to change it for every class that came in.
So Pam, what about you?
I've gotten a lot of advice over the years, a whole lot. And so one of the best pieces of advice was don't focus so much on telling kids what not to do. Tell them what to do.
Right. Yep. That's right. Yeah. That's pretty solid right there. Because I think there's a lot of times we get lost in that. Right.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so you can stand at the end of a long hall all day long and say, don't run, don't run, don't run, don't run.
Right.
To third graders.
Yeah.
It works much better if you say walk.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. That's right. Yeah. Hey, absolutely. That's a good way of doing that for sure.
Yeah.
Walk.
I was trying to think of Darren asks random questions all the time, but we were talking about this on the way up here, but what's biggest pet peeve?
Yeah. Candace is by far my 100. I don't even think about it.
We were on a podcast.
Don't even have to think about it.
We were on a podcast with Andrew Murata, and he's like, okay, rapid fire questions. So he's rapid fire. I'm answering. He's asking Darren, and Darren is literally taking 2 minutes to answer these questions. And I'm like, rapid fire. And so the next question, he goes, I was like, when he asked you, you have to tell the answer. So he was like, biggest pet peeve. He goes, Candace. It was so.
Yeah, exactly.
I was like,
didn't have to hesitate there for sure. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about maybe.
You didn't let him tell their biggest pet peeves.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be Candace, but go ahead.
It's not going to be me.
Poor grammar. It makes me crazy.
Oh yeah, yeah.
We
I
ain't
can see
done
that.
did.
Yeah, I seen this. That's one of my
literacy
biggest
person.
Yeah.
Literacy.
I can't help it.
Yeah,
We're
exactly.
educators.
I know.
That's right. Exactly. Yeah.
Sam.
Yeah.
She's like, let me think.
Yes, I'd have to think on that. Probably one thing I really do not like is random cruelty when it comes to kids.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I would agree with that right there.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think about that, and almost as bad as like back in the day, the old group punishment. You know, just because Candace is a turd doesn't mean everybody else is, right? So, but yeah. So if we hop in your vehicle, what's going to be on your playlist? What are you listening to?
This morning I was listening to praise and worship from the 80s.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Get in the good mood.
Yeah, you know, it's funny you say that because, again, my word this year is move. And one of the things I have not done, and that's read the Bible cover to cover. So I'm in the process of doing that, right? Oh, you act like you're shocked about that.
Yeah.
Of all people.
I'm shocked.
I mean, I've pulled nuggets out when I needed to, but I've never sat down and actually
Yeah.
read it cover to cover. So, but just last night when I was getting caught up with the program, if you will, that I have, that's what I listened to was that's the good stuff. Praise and worship from the 80s. Yeah. So, yeah. So what about you, Dawn? Yeah, music lover
so
for
not
sure.
that. Not that it's a bad thing. It's just mine is so diverse. I flip-flop between the soundtrack to Hamilton and the podcast Small Town Murders.
Oh yeah. So I listen to a lot of podcasts like Bobby Bones show out of Nashville. I mean, Bobby Bones is actually a kid from Mountain Pine, Arkansas. So they're in our co-op and really thinking back on it, when I was in radio in Hot Springs, it was about the time he was going in junior high-ish. But podcast for me. But I'm all over the place.
Yeah. Every now and then I also will listen to, I call him a kid. I'm sure he's in his 30s, but he's from Arkansas, named Jesse Wells. He's from, I think, Ozark, but he's like, not to be hyperbolic, the modern day Bob Dylan, just his sound. And he's performed with Joan Baez and John Fogerty.
And what's his name again?
Jesse Wells.
Jesse Wells. Okay.
He stands out under power lines in the middle of a field and sings these little ditties that are hilarious. But anyway,
we'll have to listen on the way to the next co-op in a minute.
Yeah, because Candace, she likes to sing. It's whatever's on the radio. And I used to listen to like K-Love in the morning, and then you get cut off by a car or something, and then I feel guilty about that, so I go back to the classic rock. Get a little angst in me. So, but yeah, it's
he needs the K-Love.
Yeah, but yeah,
he needs the K-Love.
And that's what I will say, that advancement as far as social media goes, and more options out there, music and otherwise, because I can remember when I first got out of radio, my wife would just turn it off. She goes, "You don't have to be critical of every not everybody knows what dead air is, nor do they care."
Right.
And I'm like, oh well, okay. So, but yeah, my wife, she's a saint, no doubt about it. So,
yes, she is.
Who you talking about? Your husband, man. He's like four clouds above.
No, I'm gonna have the crown. I'm gonna have the jewels in the crown for putting up with him for 30 years.
Oh Lord, that is not true.
He may have some jewels too.
Yeah. So, but anyway, well, appreciate y'all taking the time, spending with us. You guys are doing some great work up here. You really are.
So glad to have you guys up here.
Yes, we've enjoyed it.
And like I say, the coolest thing, obviously, about the co-op, I really think, and it's just the fact that we get to impact and affect more people.
That's right.
And to me, that although it's challenging some days, I mean, if it's not a challenge, I don't want any part of it really. Most days. Yeah. And there are days, I mean, I'm like everybody else. I grumble about this, and this, or whatever. But
they're trying to kill us.
Exactly. But then I sit down and take that deep breath and remember, what's our end game,
right?
And it's getting these kids educated and making them better folks by the time they walk across the stage after 12th grade or what have you, with options, right?
Yep.
So,
that's right.
But yeah, it's been good. So 40 years of co-ops.
That's
I was a
awesome.
senior in high school when co-op started. So
I was 11.
I was a junior.
Wow.
I was a
Eleven.
child.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's a baby. I like being the baby because most of the time I'm not. So
she's
I
not a
take it.
baby most of the time. Woo. Whoa, we better stop on that lie right there for sure. Yeah, Candace's models: love many, trust few, paddle your own damn canoe. That's what she lives by. That's above. That's the quote above her door. I think,
No,
in her
it's
office
actually
line.
it's actually work hard and be kind.
Yeah. Well,
There you go.
Okay, so
Be kind. Be kind.
I will say this: you work hard.
But
okay, so I will say
I don't
that for
trust
sure.
a lot of people, so there's a little
Right.
truth to the last thing that you said.
Right,
So
yeah, exactly.
I gotcha.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I'll just do it myself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So, yeah. Well, appreciate y'all very
Yeah.
much.
Thank you
You're
so
very
much for
welcome.
coming
And like
up.
I said, keep up the great work.
Yes.
And that will wrap up this episode of Spilling the Tea in Studio D.